cricketer can be like Sachin, because 14 years getting a first class 100, 16 years he represent the country, 17 years he gets the 100 for them. That is impossible. When Sachin comes, everyone open praise, get him out quickly. Indian cricket is in good shape because of the IPL. Emerson was previous in 1995. He called me, and then same person is umpiring after so many years. He did the same thing. He was called me as I was throwing and some balls are not right. I am a minority citizen of Sri Lanka, so I am Tamil. Nobody died in a gunshot. Both sides. So whatever happened between the government and the civil war and everything, I am not responsibility. We got squeezed. When we come to World Cup, also happened a bomb blast. India and Pakistan came a combined team to support solidarity to Sri Lanka. When I go to Yorkshire playing, you will get utter filth from the crowd. My first test match was how much you will be laughing, 2,000 rupees test fee. Money came in 1996 because of Dalmaya. I would say politics, cricket, cinema, all linked, because everyone wants a limelight.
Namaste, Jai Hind. You're watching ANI Podcast with Smita Prakash. Thank you for writing in with your suggestions. We've had many guests on the show who've been politicians, they've been generals, they've been artists, and they've been domain experts. But what we haven't had is a cricketer. So today we have Sri Lanka's famous bowler, Muttiah Muralitharan. Murali is the most successful bowler in the history of international cricket, with 800 wickets in Test, 534 wickets in ODIs and 13 wickets in T20s. And also what is less known about him is that Murali holds an OCI card. That is, he's an overseas citizen of India. Muttiah Muralitharan is also famous for his unique bowling style that he battled with and had to prove that it's not illegal. It's been a rocky road in cricket for him. So let's speak with Muttiah Muralitharan, whose biopic is soon to be released. Thank you for being part of the podcast. For our viewers and listeners, Muttiah Muralitharan sir has already given me permission to call him by his first name. So may I call you Murli, if that's okay with you?
Yeah, definitely, because I like it as well.
Okay. So thank you so much. We will begin, we will talk about your biopic, which is coming. Congratulations about that.
Thank you very much.
But let me first begin with what you are most known for, which is all the controversies which have come with you because of your bowling style. You know, we've been fans of yours because of various reasons, of course, because of your fabulous career. But let's start with this whole bowling style which got attached to your name. Later, the word Doosra came into fashion and all that. But when did you realize first that your bowling style is coming under controversy, and did anybody very early in life tell you, change it, it's not working?
No, not really, because it was nobody has questioned me. I played for school cricket for such a long time. Then even this question came in 2005 in the Boxing Day. So it was a little bit shocking news for me. But what happens is we are 90s, 80s kids and 90s cricketers. Those days in 80s, they don't have a TV. You can't see a match. Hardly you see a test match also. That also cricket board has to pay and get broadcast. Nowadays, broadcast has to pay. It's a different ball game altogether those days. And
when you say those days, you mean in the 80s, and 80s you used to 90s. Live in Kandy.
Yeah, 80s and 90s.
80s and 90s.
80s.
When you were in school.
80s. See, I'm I joined school in 1978. So year one. So then I'm a 80s in
80s
school.
child.
80s,
Okay.
right? So 70s started in 80s.
Correct.
So that time, hardly in TV hasn't come to Sri Lanka. Hardly some richest people who had. And if you have a TV only, there is no broadcasters. Only Rupahani, one channel is there. That also comes only after 6:30 and it's finished by 8:30, 8:90. Only news and few other entertainments, because it is the world is with you. We all lived in day to day, seeing each other, no phones. hardly phones. That kind of a era. Rupahini was the only channel, and then also we didn't have in the house. I am born in Kandy, and we have three siblings together with me. Altogether four. All are boys. So parents thought
Go play cricket.
no, because parents thought it's a terrible because you all fight together when you're in the house and everything. So two people they put in the hostel. I went to hostel age of 6 to 18. I stayed in the hostel, Catholic school. So in the Catholic school, you know the disciplines like you have to get up at 5:45 in the morning. Then they have rules when to pray time. It's a pray time, and then you have to study time. Like school when you're going, you have to wash your clothes and you have to do. And there is a play time for 2 hours. So like that only, it's a discipline, and we were playing it. So never watched the TV or anything. So coming to your question, when did you think about? So. I think when I never seen my action to myself. So in my team, Ruan Kalpage, he was 2 years, 3 years senior, and he played for Sri Lanka before me. And he bowls all spin also. He's an all-rounder. He's a batsman. I don't bat much. So I was thinking, so when you see his bowling, I'm both our off spinners, say, actions are same. You don't see yourself, no bowling. So in the mirror also you can't. It's very difficult to see in the mirror also. So I never seen my action until I played first time when I was 17 or 18. R. Premadasa Trophy. I played for Tamil Union Club after school. Tamil Union Club first class. So they got into best of four into playing in the underlights day-night matches. So then only I saw my action. Even for me, it was awkward. Because I didn't feel happy about it. Happy about it not because of anything. I think it's not similar as what other off spinners are bowling in the world. So I have seen Ruan Kalpage, I have seen some bowlers, seen in video cassettes I have seen some off spinners. So it is not the same. I'm so different. I'm bowling with the wrist and everything. So I thought it's natural. So that's the first time I saw, and then other umpires or nothing complained, but I think in fairness to him, he also thought it's something different because he thought it's because it's I can't say he is there to judge.
So your coach in the initial years when you weren't playing Test cricket as yet or not representing Sri Lanka, in the early years, no coach told you that look, this action of yours could be termed as illegal, could be said that you're a chakkar or something.
Even when I went to Sri Lankan team, nothing. Nobody has questioned. Nobody has. I played against so many matches, and so shocking for me is why he did it in Boxing Day, 1995 Boxing Day. Boxing Day is the special day for Australian cricket. So there will be 80,000 people because the MCG is so huge and 80,000 people come. This is therefore like an annual party like for them to come to that match. So he umpired before in Saja. Before he said, he could have called me. If he suddenly thinks I was not bowling, changing, it's not, So that's what I feared. I thought something wrong. Because other than that, I was not shocked because somebody thinking about saying that. So then my job is to prove. See, only thing we ask ICC is, okay, he said, he is our cricket board and everybody's asked is, see, one person has said, he has played 5 years of international cricket, he has played a lot of matches, but one person is questioned. So because of that, his career should not stop. So you have to see whether he is doing whether the umpire is right, what you are saying. Then only we went to this Australian university, Western Australian University. They had human movement, like, seeing injuries and everything. From that, in the 3D and everything, they said.
So it's whether you have a congenital defect or what is it?
Everything, what is the Persian, everything. They checked and they said, it is an illusion. Or you see in a two-dimension, we see at 2 dimension. So, when you see in the 3 dimension only, it is not, you can see properly. People see it 2 dimension, right? You can't see it in 3 dimension in the TV. So 2 dimension can be illusion. Some things in life is illusion can happen. So the illusion is what people see.
So finally, ICC had to change its rules, with regarding bowling styles and things like that. A lot of research went into it.
Yeah, because before that, one bowler was called Chavis in 1960s.
Yeah.
So after that, nothing happened. And it is in Boxing Day, it is the world biggest event. And whole world was watching, and this was there. It is not embarrassing for ICC also. So one man can judge of a career of a cricketer. It is unfair. So anywhere in a court of law, whatever you do wrong, there is law, right? So you have to represent yourself, and you have to prove you're innocent. So that's the only thing we asked. We have to prove ourselves whether he is right or we are right. So the technology has to say.
Tell us about that one match, that one incident, that 1998-99 tour of Australia. Because Australia will keep coming. In your career, Australia plays a very important role, whether the pitch, whether the umpires, whether the style, everything, and the crowds, right? So Australia keeps coming back and forth in your back and, comes back and again. So I'm going to keep coming to it. But that 1998-99 tour in which you were accused of throwing that one-day international, which Sri Lanka almost abandoned.
England,
yeah. That tell us about that. What happened that day?
See, so Emerson was previous in 1995 when he was second in Gabba in the one day. So once I called in this one, when I played the one day match, so then those days they played test matches one day in between Benson Hedges. So I played the one day. In that match also he called me, bowling even leg spin. Right? He called me, and then same person is umpiring after so many years coming into there. So everyone thought something going to happen. We all thought no, because this ICC under control. But he did the same thing. He was called me as I was throwing, and some balls are not right. And still then I finished the overs with 10 overs. But Arjuna and the team, everyone had enough of it.
He walked out, right?
He didn't walk. He was abandoned the match, and then if you go out of the boundary, only you are given to the other side. So he was inside the boundary, and we didn't play the match. They were discussing. Match referee was coming in. Big saga.
How much time went in that?
About 45 minutes to 1 hour.
Minutes.
1 hour. So then after that, decided to play.
And the crowds were booing and all that was happening, right?
Yeah, because these things happens, crowd get frustrated, Sri Lankans were supporting, and it's two things. Because in Australia, a lot of Sri Lankan crowd comes, so this, then they decided, the cricket board has sent a message, just carry on, and they told me to bowl leg spin. So when I bowl leg spin, I bowled leg spin and finished and the over. Then after that again I have to go for test and everything. But Arjuna got suspended because of this thing. Because
and there was a fine or something also.
Fine, and he got fined and banned for one match.
He stood by you though.
Yeah, because he was a great captain, and because great father figure for all the teammates who younger ones. Because he care about because of him only Sri Lankan cricket came into a one place. So he put his career and he fought for teammates. That's a real captaincy, right? When you're there, not many people will do that because they hesitate on their careers. So he did that, and his personality is like that in cricket field. He one of the great captains I played under. So
tell me the mood in your room at that day. What was the mood that day?
It was so depressing, and for me, because again I have gone through, again after the match I have to go through again testing. Then I have to prove again. So like that in my career didn't stop. It stopped like 2004 also I did it. Again Doosra episode. So like that it never ended, and I would have tested about 5 to 10 times. Every time when you go you have to see that is a law. That if the match referee, after this incident 98, they changed the law because you can't call in between. You have to report to the match referee. Then after that only, you have to, he has to go within 14 days. There are 4-5 centers in the world. Like, even in Chennai, they have Ramachandra, so center. Then England they have, Australia they have, Australia two centers, and New Zealand they have in these places. We can nominate and go and see. So now the system has come, so not get embarrassed anyone. Is sometimes something unknowingly done, then you have to change your action if they're not in the parameters. And it is very successful at the moment, because I can't say they didn't change the rule, because it is some discipline has come to not to interrupt matches like this. Rules has been changed into giving the opportunity for the victim also to challenge. See,
Otherwise, it was the umpire who decided, and
it's
that's
it's a
One man.
one-man decision. No, you
Yeah.
if you don't like you call him. What will happen?
Yeah, and also you're talking about the 90s when the replays and all were not as scientific as they are today, right? You only saw, I mean, it was the umpire who decided. That's it. The third umpire, I think, was only for out and not out, if I'm not mistaken.
that's all there.
Not about, for those viewers and listeners who don't remember the 90s cricket, tell us about that incident, the Daryl Hare incident, 1995, when he kept calling you.
See, the surprise was, I told you further also, he could have called before. Rather than taking the most famous match and call, that means the intentions are different.
What happened in the match? Tell me from the beginning. When he called you first, how many times did he call no ball in that?
I think
5 or 6 or something?
five times he called.
Yeah.
But I finished the over. That means
Yeah.
how could you do a bowling? Other over is 6 balls are legitimate and 5 bowlers. It's
And
very
when
confusing.
only from his side, when
His
you did
side.
from
When
the
you-
other
when
side,
other side,
who was the umpire on the other side? I don't remember.
Steve Dunn.
So, okay.
Steve
And
Dunn.
he didn't raise an
No, he
nothing.
didn't have a problem with it. He didn't want to get involved in this. He thought for him I was fair, so he just left it like that. So then, so this matter happens 95. Then the morale of the team. So also very down, because I'm the main bowler at the time, and so performance also very difficult then at this time. Then also. Because of this incident also, one benefit came. Our team, see, when you have a team, 10 fingers are not similar. They're all different. So the team...
That's what makes a team, right?
Yeah, so when you play, there are differences. There are small... Once something happened to a person, teammate, and there are differences, they put down and we got together. Even I didn't play in the Benson Ages, we went to the finals. So we beat England and everybody in finals. And then we come to World Cup. Also happened a bomb blast.
Yeah.
So two teams didn't want to come, Australia and West Indies. For that, India and Pakistan came a combined team to support solidarity to Sri Lanka. It's safe. So then our team members thinks, they see this went to something to achieve. Something negative has to go and team has to be connected. So that also give us so much of power between us, believe and everything raised, that why they calling us, why we are happening, because they are scared of us to not come and not to play. because it is safe, because Sri Lanka had happened, so civil war 30 years. So those what we achieved.
But that was an incident that marked at that time, no? Because even Don Bradman came, the legendary cricketer Don Bradman came in your support. I'm going to read out something he said. He said, and I quote, "Worst example of umpiring that he had witnessed, and against everything the game stands for. Clearly, Murali does not throw the ball." I mean, that was something that made an impact, because at that time you were facing quite a lot of criticism. So for Don Bradman to say that this was bad umpiring mattered a lot, I think,
Yeah, definitely, because he's genius and he's god of cricket. They say sometimes, like Sachin Tendulkar in modern god of cricket. Same thing.
With Don Bradman.
Don Bradman was god of cricket.
Yeah.
So from his seeing and he's coming up with win there is a big support to.
Correct.
Not because he thinks also that is unfair to
But there
someone
were
to.
other icons, no, Murli? There was Michael Holding, there was Bishan Singh Bedi, who were critical of your style. How did you cope with that kind of criticism when such great icons, of course, Don Bradman came in your support, but when such great icons question you, did you question yourself at that stage? How did you handle this?
See, I'll be very honest with you. So that's what I said. I was way of bowling. For me, it is not proper, I thought at the time, because I couldn't do more than that. Right? That is my style, right? So it's because then only when we researched and see my arm is 38% bent. So that illusion shows to people. That's why, because of its bend, I have a supple wrist and a supple shoulder to rotate any side. So, see, one thing as God has given to another thing. So I was found that cricket was. I never thought I will play for cricket, and I will be. My father is a businessman. I would have carried the business because this is an amateur sport at the time. And then you just love of the game you play and representing your country. So then you think that you are blessed with something, and you find the way that you are good at that, and somebody come and take away without a proof. So that's why we wanted to prove everyone, go to test and see what is legally, because there is a law written. According to the law, whether it is I am doing something wrong. It is not, because it is an illusion. So in life there is illusions.
Correct. That's what even ICC, even after they had given you a clean chit, and Adam Gilchrist criticized you and said it is fraudulent what you are doing, your style is wrong, and still called you a chucker, even though ICC had cleared you. So how did you deal with that? That's what I keep asking, is that how did was there some support structure for
See,
you?
if you take say in world cricket, 60-70% is okay. 30% doesn't want to believe, right? Because I don't know why. Because some people are adamant. They don't want to. When they needed to believe the science, they will believe. When they don't. See, now when you have phones, Apple, they go to new technology, new every day. So they believe that technology, it works and everything. Same thing. Biomechanics is finding out the human movements, how they movement, they are very scientifically correct. So otherwise, so they don't want to believe. So it is the personality. You can't see. I'm just saying, just taking example, right? Okay, we'll take Prime Minister Modi, right? So there are people will 60-70% will support. There are 30% whatever he does good, that will be not good. So pros and cons in life. So see, in life you do the right thing without hurting anybody, and you do follow the rules and regulations, and you go forward. There will be supporting, maybe your fans and everybody 60-70%. There will be 30% will criticize. In an incident like saying it's in Sri Lanka, right? I'm a minority citizen of Sri Lanka, so I am Tamil. So there is Sinhalese majority. So it's a civil war is on. So when somebody knows, even I'm very popular and famous and everything, is a jealousy factor also comes sometimes. So an unknown person, now the social media, what they say is, Murali can't speak Tamil. I studied in Tamil. I did exam in Tamil. I can speak very well in Tamil everywhere, but they don't know. They want to portray something even I can do, that say they are. How I am going to prove them?
So who says this? Is it the Sinhala population or is it the Tamil
Tamil
population?
population. So
Okay.
Tamil population in Sri Lanka is two kind of Tamils. One is they say Indian origin Tamil, because in 1920s the people who come from India for tea plantation by the British.
That's your grandfather.
That's why a grandfather came like that. So we were lived, and my grandfather shifted back to, and we stayed back.
Your father.
Fathers, everybody, everyone stayed back. So we are generation of only about maybe 80-90 year history of Tamils. In all, there are about millions of people there. About 1.5 to 2 million people in all are in central place. Then there is Tamil population north and east.
The indigenous Tamils.
They are come thousands of years. They also come from India. They can't say anything because
Yeah.
those also the kings who are war came and they came to India, Sri Lanka, captured, and they are says they are Tamil speaking people are there. So there is so different between us, where we speak, where we act, where mannerism. So it is so different. When I speak, I can't speak Jaffna Tamil. Same language, same things, but the accent is very like if we say Hindi, speak in Punjabi will be a different way, and when you go to
Correct.
Karnataka, somebody will be so different in Hindi because it's the pronunciation and
Yeah,
the
it's like
accent.
I can understand Tamil which is spoken in Tamil Nadu.
Also different
But
places.
Malaysian Tamil Nadu,
It's
Tamil I
different.
can't understand.
Singapore different.
Singapore Tamil I can't understand. Or even Sri Lankans who are in Singapore, their Tamil I can't
Because there is a
understand.
Eelat Tamil, they say.
Yeah, so there is a difference in the
Indifferent.
Tamil. Yes.
So see, it's a jealousy factor because some quotes after the war I made because of the reason when I'm a popular person, just come there and ask. I don't know politics, right? I don't want to get into politics. I don't want anything. I want seen as a cricketer. I'm peaceful. Sometimes, see, every human being as a politician.
Right.
Because you have dislikes and likes. You will like a party. It doesn't matter. So you might like a party and you vote. So that means, right, I am, whatever they do, wrong things, I am not responsibility, right? So because I like in different way. What they think as a Tamil, I have to think like that. I'm a different individual. See,
So they try to incorporate you, that you come to our side, speak on behalf of us. That happens?
yeah, that's what they're asking because I don't want to be involved in this. I want to be a cricketer. So my identity is a cricketer, right? I've been identity given as a cricketer, not as a. I am born Tamil that you can't erase. Right, nobody can do. I can speak. So these are the social media. They one see media sometimes. If you take if you ask friendly way, you give an interview and take it nicely, and they cut and twist and put it something meaning. So meaning changes totally, and then that meaning they put it in. People who don't know, they think this is a true.
Yeah.
So I can't be like fighting. So maybe I'm just saying, even here politicians, here same thing happens.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
we all human beings. We make mistakes, right? If we don't do mistakes, we have to be gods.
Yeah, that is true. In fact, I think what you are saying, Virat Kohli has also faced a lot of social media flack. The earlier times, cricketers didn't have to face that a little bit. Yes, magazine articles, newspapers would write. And for example, whatever Indian newspapers wrote, if the team was traveling, say, in the UK or in South Africa or West Indies, Indian newspaper articles would, by the time it reaches the test match is over or the ODI is over. But here, social media is immediate. So I think Virat faces a lot of flack on social media.
Virat, see, it's injustice for all humankind. Not bigger. See, when you get popular, there are people who for you. They will praise you. Even they will write what you have not done also, they will write for you, right? That is one set. There are people, I don't know, you don't done anything wrong to you.
Inspired
But they don't like my pace. See,
or
that's
what you stand for, right?
not even my words. Some people doesn't like how you look. They don't like maybe they are jealous. Sometimes human beings are sometimes jealous because what Virat can do, I'm taking example. Nobody can do, no. So then how am I going to put it down him? Only way is. See, I think social media has gone in a different level that is very bad, I think. See, media should be very protected by, it's a human right. See, I can't be fighting with going everyone. See, if you took, there will be thousands of YouTube channels, thousands of people can write on other person, everything. I can't be bothered about going into courts. If you courts and you think that I will be battling for the rest of my life until die, I won't get any result also sometimes. Right? Don't know because how to prove. So I think broadcasting, writing, this law should come. See, they have to, whatever they write, that responsibility that person has to take. If they courts, they will be punished. If it's not, they don't have the proof, that other person. That should introduce. Otherwise, this world will go for very, very difficult
Did you
times.
feel that a lot of that flack is what you faced, and that's why your biopic got delayed because of your politics? Because there was a time when the movie was announced, but then somebody said, "Oh, you're close to Rajapaksa, that's why."
See, I say, I'm not close to him. I'm close to all the politicians. See, when they ask, we can't say no to them. We have to go, right? Because, politicians, because we don't want to in the wrong side of them.
So you mean you'd socialize with them?
Not socialize with. So then they ask to come to a function.
Huh.
We go.
Okay.
Right? Somebody asked to come. We said we don't know. Right?
But you were not in politics.
No, I didn't do any politics.
Okay.
See, in the
Then
end,
why
in the end, like 2000, I can say 2018 or 2019, 2020, 19. See, my brother was for the ruling Rajapaksa's party. He was representing in one Tamil area in there. So for he lost it. So that means my brother can do no. He likes it. He got the nomination from them only. No other party didn't give. So he was happy to take that nomination, right? So many times they asked me to come. I didn't go. I am not interested in politics. Sometimes when these politics questions they ask, see, simple thing they asked when in 2009 war was finished. So it was in, I would say, 2019 or 20. They asked a question, 2019, then only this asked a question that, what do you think about after the war, what do you think about it? I said, I'm very happy the war is ended, right? And that's a simple question because I answered, nobody now dies because 2009 this was answered in 10 years after. Nobody died in a gunshot, both sides. So it is very happy for me that be like in peace back in the country. So whatever happened between the government and the civil war and everything, I am not responsibility, right? It is not my decision to fight. But we were in South and we didn't want to take any sides. We were we got squeezed because in the middle, if in Jaffna or Indian origin Tamils were in central part, right? In Colombo also there, everyone is there. When something happened, right? When the army got hammered or whatever happened, here they will riots.
Yeah.
We get affected.
Yeah.
So, what do you mean? We are also victims of the war. So this. So
you felt it was unfair the way you were targeted?
Very, very unfair, but I can't fight for it. I can't stand for it. But even
Indian Tamils then said no, should not.
See, Indian Tamils, so if you say Tamil Nadu, 6 crore people are there. Out of that, who made it? Politicians, few. That also few politicians in there. So in the social media, this. So they made it a big voice on that. And Sethupathi was very popular actor, and he doesn't want to portray because I'm a traitor of Tamil. So that's why the film should not come.
No, that is the allegation.
That's the allegation. Then Vijay Sethupathi had a lot of movies in his hands. And he was adamant to do this movie, and then he wrote the script and said, this is a story you have to tell to the people because how things happen in that movie. And then in the end, I told him, because you are a star and you need to work, they will come and disturb you. Even your other producers will pull off because of their scaredness. Politically they can do. So you will lose your everything. So I don't want to be a person involved and lost your career. So please, I will see there will be another producer, another something will
How many
happen.
years did it take from the project being decided upon and then finally becoming?
See, the project actually in 2018 only started. I didn't want to start this. I didn't want. See, I had the fame, I had the everything, right? So nothing to prove. So only thing what happened is we have a foundation of goodness called foundation. Why I did is 95.
Charitable organization.
It's called Foundation of Goodness. So 95 when this episode was happening. See, we were in civil war. I am a Tamil, a minority person. Still, whole country backed me as a cricketer. They didn't see a race or religion or anything and say, cricketer is going in under it, we have to back him. So they were going so much of trouble. Still, they were so kind enough to back me. So I realized that what can I do for them? In 1998, so at the time after 2-3 years, then I thought I have to do something. So to people, what we can do in a small way. So with my manager and Ashan Mallasekar, that's my friend, we started this Foundation of Goodness. We could have kept our name. We didn't want to be publicized name. It's a goodness foundation, right?
It was in Murli Foundation.
No, didn't want to do that, right?
Okay.
So we started now. Now we are educating close to English, computers, everything free of charge. All of Sri Lanka, nearly about 10,000 people. And we look after close to 50,000 families a year. Right? So they are needy people.
And it doesn't matter whether they are Sinhalese or Tamils.
No, our centers are there. Main center is in Gaul. They have then small centers are called heartbeat centers. So these heartbeat centers are in Jaffna itself, 3 centers there in south, north, I have put 4 centers in our area, like, this Indian origin Tamil in hill countries. So like that, we are teaching everyone. And then this organization, we made 1,000 houses for tsunami, for the people. Right? These all didn't come like my funds are there, the friends' funds are there. And also, a lot of cricketers. People who would have not known, India would have been taking, these cricketers are all just spending, nothing doing anything. For me, when I call for a match in London or somewhere, in Sachin, no, one minute he comes for this foundation and collects money. Like that players, Ruvaraj, so many players have come and helped. And Andrew Flintoff, to Ian Botham, Shane Warne, everyone. Ian Botham walked north to south to collect money for foundation and give it to needy people, war-affected people, like that. So it's a very popular foundation in Sri Lanka, but nobody knows. We have 3 cricket grounds, we have teams, every sport we support, not only one, to even diving school we have.
So these are people who you have on the ground, you played against them. But yet your human relations are good with these cricketers.
I'm a very friendly person. I'm with every cricketer.
Okay.
Right?
How does that work? Tell me. I mean, the rivalries are pretty strong when you're on the field, right? And especially with Australia. Again, I'm coming back to Australia, Murli.
Yeah, Shane Warne, when you play, he will tell things and he will tell everything. But outside is different.
He had an amazing relationship with so many cricketers, isn't it? Shane Warne.
Not sure. See, all the cricketers, they will have, they can't come and publish it and everything because we all friends. So we fight very hard in the middle. Out of the boundary, we are very good friends.
It's strange, why I'm asking you this? Because you guys play on the ground. We guys are sitting outside. We get so worked up, So how do you get worked up?
Okay,
so we take it out on the other side, right? So somebody will tweet it, somebody will say something, shout at the screen, get angry. And then when those same cricketers are shaking hands and talking nicely, you get angry. They say, hey, traitor, we were on your side and now you're talking to that person friendly.
I'll just give us some.
So tell me how you guys think of us.
I say Arjuna Ranatunga. Very strong. When Arjuna Ranatunga said, when Shane won, so they have little rival, but out of the field they are friends, right? So when sometimes sarcastically tell Arjuna has a little bit of pot, then he
Paunch.
says, right, then I warned when he comes in and said, see, I think he has in his tummy 2 goats, right? He have ate so much and he's fat.
But it's not as if Shane Warne was thin.
No. Shiva is good shape, right? When you're playing, right? So then, when Arjuna then repeats and says, "My mother doesn't give any medicines to me because he took this." Right?
No,
Right?
but you
These
tell
are
me-
the camaraderie will go in the middle, right?
Yeah.
Right. But so many people will abuse you, whatever. But outside the cricket is again, we'll all have a drink
But
together.
also, Sri Lankan cricket team has always come under a lot of pressure and a lot of criticism because of fitness. Like you were talking about Arjuna Ranatunga. Lots of people used to say that they don't look fit.
See, one time, when we were unbeatable side, second to there, so last 2 decades. So then it was a very fitness level and everything was good. See, before that, it's an amateur game, no?
You didn't even have trainers at that
No,
time.
what trainers?
Even we didn't have. Why am I saying only you?
No,
India didn't have either.
You should understand, the cricketers played amateur game those days. When you go to a tour, they gave you only one track bottom and track pant. Right? You have to buy everything. Right? In England, it's so cold. You want jersey. Like that. So, everything you have to buy. So, trainer, no. Only manager. Manager, coach, everything.
No physio.
No physio also. Only a masseur there. Masseur, physio, like they call only 2 people. Can't afford. See, till 95 we didn't have, 94. So that kind of a cricket. So we can't see about fitness means what we did is when you come, we practice all day, we run 4 rounds.
Of the field.
Yes, 4-5 rounds.
No gym.
I heard about what is gym even when I started cricket. Right? Seriously. That's the way.
No fancy diets and vitamin pills.
No,
and
we
nothing.
run 5 rounds and eat all this crap in the morning and everything. And
I've kept idli in front of you. You're not eating only.
no, I was not angry. So that's the way it's played. So I'm coming.
So
to
nobody told you don't eat this, don't eat that.
No, after
Nothing.
95, we
Then.
got properly physio from Alex Contour.
You had no sponsorships, no money coming in, big money coming in.
First time Sri Lanka cricket sponsorship is 1995 Singer. The
The sewing machine singer.
Sewing machine, and they were into electronics and everything. They sponsored first ever time. Before that, no. Even when you go, my first test match was how much you will be laughing, 2,000 rupees.
Good heavens.
Test fee. Like, so that's the way it is. So,
Yeah.
see, even India at the time, they were a little bit okay because they had some sponsors and everything. India
I think it's when Reliance came in, way back when the Reliance Cup came in. Before that, where was the money? Do you remember that time when that Sunil Gavaskar wanted to go in Kerry Packer series? I don't know whether you remember
Kerry
that.
Packer was
before that.
before that.
But even that at that time, because there was no money in cricket, so Sunil Gavaskar wanted to go and play that, and there was so much
Sunil
criticism.
and all Kapil, they went there, they had no money. Money came in 1996 because of Dalmia. He first
Dalmia.
time ever
Yeah.
got the for the World Cup, got Wills as a sponsorship.
Correct.
And then he got TV rights. First ever time.
Yeah.
Always I was saying, no, the broadcaster will charge money to
Yeah.
your matches, then it's table's turn.
yeah.
So he's the one who made everything possible, and we are enjoying because of his professionalism.
Also, there was no level playing field at that time, isn't it? Because not much was known about
Not
it.
because of the facilities. So India also didn't have much facilities. After 96 only they built stadiums and everything, gyms and everything, also late. So even Sri Lanka had only normal things and everything. So now only they have built. So whole world except Australia, South Africa, New Zealand, England, those guys had facilities. So that's why they were a little bit dominant on that side, and we weren't far. Now we are dominating because we got the right facilities. IPL came. The IPL made a lot of money to domestic cricketers, to Indian cricketers, and the facilities went. Now it's the richest board is India. So India is the powerhouse.
Yeah. Let's talk about the Asia Cup now. It's being played in Sri Lanka. Like while we are recording it, all this is happening. The PCB is very angry with Mr. Jay Shah and says that Sri Lanka shouldn't have been chosen as the venue because the weather doesn't suit. Why was it held in Sri Lanka? So there's a lot of criticism by the Pakistanis.
See, it's not Jay Shah's thing or whatever, but I think it is the politically government won't allow India to play in Pakistan. So it is not possible if you're Pakistan. Only could do done is what they could done is if they think the weather was not right, they should have played in Bangladesh.
Dubai, they said. But that's what the Pakistanis were saying, that
Bangladesh,
we should have.
Bangladesh, Bangladesh is weather is good, I think, I don't know. So in Dubai, those matches only. And whatever they want to have in Pakistan, they could have done. But unfortunately, weather in Sri Lanka, sometimes it rains a lot.
What's your experience been with IPL?
IPL is something given all the cricketers and something look forward in their life as a professionalism and the money that they get, and also a lot of opportunities. So for India, is IPL has given talents because unknown talents, billions of people there, a lot of talented people there. You won't get it. Now IPL made it like smaller, like TNPL, like so many things are happening. From there, the talent is coming. From talent, they are selecting to IPL. So Indian cricket is in good shape because of the IPL.
What has your experience been with the Indian cricket team? Whenever you played with India, what are the vibes like? And also the other thing is that does this Sri Lankan cricket team get caught in this India-Pakistan rivalry whenever Asia Cup happens?
Yeah, definitely. But thing is, when we were playing, we won five or six Asia Cups. So we were one of the strongest sides because India has them won. Then after that, we have won more than Pakistan. Pakistan is a very good side. You say the teams like Wasim Akram, Waqar Yunus, all these genius players were there, and India also not a second to none, and we also got players. So now it's little bit India is overpowered. India is much stronger. Then Pakistan has similarity. Pakistan, because of this, now only they started playing cricket in their country for 10 years, 10, 15 years. If you don't play domestically international cricket, the interest of the public and the kids will go down, and they go to they are not interested.
How is domestic cricket in Sri Lanka?
Very bad. And school cricket is good. From the school only we get talented. It's always been like that.
And mental preparation, why do they say that you guys, I'm sorry to say this, I don't mean it negatively, but then there are people who say that you come right up till that and you choke. So what is it about mental preparedness?
See, I think as a cricketer that two things you have to think, because now it's too much because social media and everything, if they concentrate, they'll go very bad. So I think first you have to love the game. Second, you have to be very dedicated to the game. And the third one is discipline, must for a cricketer. You have to discipline your all things, like work ethics too. Everything has to be disciplined. And then last is you have to enjoy what you're doing. So these four things, if you can adapt to your game, talent already there. That's why you are come to this stage, right? That is not that is. Then other things should not disturb him. Every other thing will automatically follow you. So you try to follow those and forget these, you are in trouble.
That's in all sports, you would say, right?
Yeah, every sports. Because you see, in your job, I'm saying, if you don't love this job, you sake of doing, you will find why am I doing, and you will try to do something else. So, because you enjoy doing this.
But did you at any point of time feel that I've put in my effort, I'm constantly questioned about my talent. I can understand being questioned about anything else, that lack of discipline, or you're not concentrating, you've had a bad day on the field, but you were questioned all through about your singular talent, which is your style of bowling.
See, what I'm saying is, for a human being, right? See, you have to accept the failure, right? Failure is guaranteed in any sport. Because everyone is doing well, right? See, there are some things who have to go in your way. The luck. There is to certain amount of luck in sport. Right time, right thing. If you happen only, things happen. So luck has to go your way. You have to accept the failure. So then only you will be successful. Michael Jordan was a favorite sportsman for me. He always said before he achieved so much, he have failed about thousands of times. Then only the success has come.
Correct.
So then if you don't have failure, then you don't know how to handle that.
But what happened in that incident where you couldn't go to South Africa anymore and you didn't play? 2002, if I'm not mistaken. And
I played
in that ICC Futures Tour program, which happened, where you didn't. Sri Lanka and the other teams were said that you can't play, and then you never toured South Africa after December 2002, isn't it?
Maybe I had a shoulder injury.
Even Sydney, you didn't play after that. It was
no, Australia I didn't go.
Australia, you didn't go.
See,
Okay.
Australia I didn't go because of Prime Minister Howard was questioned he's a Prime Minister of the country in a public forum on a cricket thing, and he said I was chucking and something went through. Then I was so disappointed, because why should a politician talk about a technical of a cricketer been proven by their universities, proven by. So I got disappointed, and I didn't want to go to Australia. And that tour, I didn't go in. That is in 2006, I think. 2007.
But you've done commentary there. You even coached
No,
and
after
stuff
that
like
I
that.
played. That tour, because of I got, and I told the board I am not in a frame of mind to go back, because see, whenever went there, always problems. So I said, this before I go, right? This is again talk.
A Prime Minister speaks.
Yeah, this is 98 finish, I thought. 2004 in Doosra. Then 2006, before the tour.
Do you think that sometimes it is also mind play which comes into effect, that people purposely do this just before a tour is to start, to plant an article or to start a social media war or get a politician to speak against a team or something like that?
No, because in Australia, they have this, when you go, the sport is, cricket is something special. So anything, any questions will be asked by the Prime Minister, even and unfortunately my topic has come and he has to answer, but he could have given depends on the ICC, or they are proven and he's okay, but he went in a different way. So that was disappointed, and even that's the time our Prime Minister also got written how to handle this and everything, and he was also,
politics and cricket are completely linked, isn't it?
I would say politics, cricket, cinema, all linked. Right? It is not there, because everyone wants a limelight.
Yeah.
So when you want to take a limelight, somebody there, they will go in that boat.
And now you're coming out with a film, so there will be questions even with that, right?
See, that's what I said when I was in I didn't want to do, then I didn't finish that that same Venkat Prabhu came 18, I was just stopped about that
Tamil film.
So Foundation Goodness, he was thinking to help the Tamils. Venkat Prabhu and Sripati, the director, and Subbu, 3 people came to Foundation in Gaul. And then they saw my pictures and said, so I am also involved. They got to know. Then the Venkat Prabhu director is same street, a childhood friend with my wife.
Okay.
So then he said
In Tamil Nadu.
in Tamil Nadu, Aryapuram, he was living, they were living there, the childhood friends. So he was asking to call him, and said, then my wife said, when I called, and they said to come to house. So when he came to the house, and then I drove at the time I'm retired 2018 and everything, my trophies and everything. Even in IPL, I retired, totally retired. I was a coach for Sunrisers, right? So I was showed everything. Then he had taken called Chennai 28, some cricket movie that was very popular in Tamil Nadu. So he was only took these things. Why not do a biopic? Then I was very hesitant to no, because I am not interested. Then my manager said, "So please do it. If you do something, they will give it to the foundation. At least the people will benefit." Then I agreed. Then that's why my biopics are. Otherwise, I am not interested to do anything or anything. Then I gave the rights.
Yeah.
That's what our whole scenario is that.
So let me ask you: in your career, you've played with so many legends. It's unfair question if I was to ask you pick any. So I will just ask you about playing with legends from India. Tell me about those. Which ones would stand out? Of course, you will say Sachin Tendulkar. So
Obviously, because
yeah.
why I like him and also, see, he's similar age. I am 1 year older than him. And both are in April. I am 17th and he's 24th, I think. 24th of April, I think he's born, right?
Okay.
So we are in April. So see, only thing is why he said is no cricketer can be like what we say about the Bradman, same thing like Sachin, because 14 years getting a first class 100 and playing 7 people in Mumbai, right, are national players. Getting a chance into that and getting a 100 and debut 100 he got in the debut, I think. 14 years. 16 years he represent the country. 17 years he gets the 100 for them. That is impossible. Those are kids. And playing Waka Yunus and Wasim Akram at the peak at 16 years. You imagine. Nowadays 16 years playing Brett Lee. Impossible. So more than his records and everything, and also carrying the shoulders of billion people. It is something special because not for 1 year, 25 years. Right?
Yeah. When he came he brought literally a hope of a billion hearts every
Yeah.
time he came onto the field.
Really, everyone want him to get 100.
Yeah, we all wept when he retired from cricket.
No, but
Even if there were times we were frustrated also, but everybody wept when he retired.
yeah. So then other thing is, when I saw him, he was a dashing batsman. He comes at number 6, gets 20 balls, 40, 20 likes, he hits hard. The pressure came, latter part, the responsibility of the billion people because everyone expected to him. Then he became little slower,
Yeah.
slower and consistent.
So when you play against a person like Sachin Tendulkar, as a bowler, what goes through your mind?
See,
Of course, out karna hai.
no, not because I know my skill,
Huh.
what I have to do. I know what he will try to do. Mainly guess game. They are like a chess game, right? When you play, and you hope and pray get him out quick as possible. So that's the only thing I think.
What does your captain tell you? Was Ranatunga your
Ranatunga,
captain?
everyone, everyone was
Sanat Jayasuriya also
because
was there. Huh.
I played 18, 19 years. And
Correct.
Sachin played 20 so many
How many
captains.
captains, Murli, did you play under?
Oh, I can't say. First captain was Aravinda, 91.
Arvinder De Silva. Huh.
Then Arjuna.
Arjuna Ranatunga. Huh.
Then Sanat Jayasuriya. Then Ashan Tilakaratna, Mava Natapattu, Mayala Javardhana, and Sangakar. Not bad. 7 captains in 20 years.
Wow. Amazing. So each captain of yours would have told you then that get this guy out.
No, every wicket is important. When Sachin comes, everyone open praise, get him out quickly. I can give an incident in 2007 in West Indies. So that's a tour. We were India, Sri Lanka, Bermuda and Bangladesh. Only 2 teams can go to the qualifiers. So India versus Sri Lanka, we have to play. We played. So we thought Sachin is going to open that World Cup. Thank God he didn't open. He was in number 4.
Huh.
When uh, uh, when Dilara Fernando got his wicket, they were only chasing 246. We were hoping and praying that when you get Sachin, that's over. So that happened. And 2000 again in 1996 World Cup, in the wicket that used to turn a lot. And when Sachin was batting, he got a 60 runs on the 74 no loss. It looks like it's a batting wicket.
Yeah.
When he got out, India was 7 down for 110. So he makes things easier than others, is plays like that. So for him to get him out is more important for us. It's like whole of India. When Sachin gets out, their hopes goes down.
Yeah.
Same way, whole our team hopes goes up because Sachin gets out.
Sachin.
That is about Sachin.
Yeah, there are many players who say this about playing against Sachin Tendulkar. What was it like having Sachin Tendulkar, come to release the biopic for you?
See, I as a good friend, only the very very down to earth person. I never seen such a large character. Billion people expect so much from him, and so when I asked him, because I thought it is the appropriate him to release the trailer will be the greatness of that man. And so I, more than a colleague, and I'm a fan as well, because I was mesmerized when I was young, this age, what he can do. That is something unbelievable, because that's the way I thought in my mind.
You are humble too. You have broken so many records, but I'm
that's-
just
and
noticing while talking to you.
Sachin's a child for you. I didn't do well in first when I started first 6 years, 7 years. I was struggle.
Yeah.
So latter part only I just cruised through, right? But thing is, Sachin is from the day one he was a genius. So right, appropriate to him to release. And when I asked him, he said it's a pleasure to do that. So that's whenever he
Nice.
said, and that was so. And also I thought at the time Jayasuriya also to come to part with that on the movie, because Jayasuriya is part and part of when I started. He's little bit earlier he started, and we were finished together. And he was a tremendous as a captain, as a player, and he's like well known everywhere. So he changed the game of how you play one day cricket. So him will, if you're going to release it, it will be a great honor for me. That's why I invited. So it's a good movie. It's not all about cricket. Cricket is only about 20 minutes or 20 most important things. But what happened beyond cricket, and how did I achieve 800? How my family went through this civil war, and how as a country we went through with the civil war, and the success of the mine and our cricket team. So this story is nicely scripted by Sripati, and one very famous scriptwriter. I think book is a book writer. I think Shayan Karnaratna from Sri Lanka. Both together wrote it, and it's going to be. I saw the trailer. I saw a glimpse of the picture. It comes very really nicely. Hopefully, the public also will enjoy that.
Yeah, because we're going to be heading towards the World Cup, so cricket is going to be the flavor when the movie is released.
Yeah, they are expecting to release on the 6th of October. 5th of October is World Cup is starting.
Tell me, which is the favorite pitch in India? Where did you always like to play? No, I'm not talking about the crowds, because everybody then will pick Calcutta. But where would you
No,
like?
Chennai for me.
Chennai for you.
Yeah.
Home team.
Okay, played for 3 years, yeah.
Yeah. So that's why Chennai? You
That's
like
why,
it?
and my ancestors are from there.
Yeah.
As the soft corner is there.
Yeah.
So people support me a lot. So Chennai is...
Your father stayed on in Sri Lanka when your grandfather went there. Your father stayed, but your aunts came back your father's sisters came back to Tamil Nadu,
Yeah.
right? And you have an OCI card. How
Yeah,
did you?
I've since I think 2004. When I was 2002, I got it.
Yeah. How does that work? Like, why did
See
you
what
want it?
happened see, I think we all warriors in a different way, life warriors. My grandfather, when he came in 1920s, he was those days when you came to tea plantation, he was in charge of the plucking. They call kankani that time, right? Who sees everything. And that is a word. I think kankani is a what word I don't know. They call him, and superintendent is a British guy. So they too fought for some reason. I don't know what's the reason, and that went into courts. So they both got deported. That's why my grandfather has to go back.
Oh.
So then what he did is, my uncles, two father's brothers, one was an accountant working in Colombo, one was working in a biscuit factory as a sales rep. My father is about 10 years or something, 10, 11, 12 years, 12, 13 years or something. So they were working. Then they said, we don't want to go anywhere. We want to stay now. We have lived our life here. So you go. There is no option because they deported both. Even the British guy went to England and he went back to his village, house and everything was there. And he took only one daughter, and went back to Sri Lanka.
So, in conclusion, I want to just ask you, World Cup coming up, who's your favorite pick?
My always been this World Cup because advantage is more onto India. The reason is a very good side. Then they have all this home advantage. Billion people's positive wave. Every time you go, you will see none other than Indian crowd, and that gives you a boost to the players because when you are playing in Sri Lanka, crowd gives some edge on the player because it's lifts your energy. So that those are things, and I think they are one of the biggest favorites. Then Australia will be a favorite, and England will be a favorite, and Pakistan also can be a favorite because they also.
You picked everybody now.
Huh?
You picked all the teams.
Four favorites.
Four favorites.
Four favorites I'm picking, but cricket is like you need some luck, right? Because you have to have luck. Without luck, even sometimes, the luck means, I'll tell you, the England won last World Cup. New Zealand, clearly they could have won. The luck went to. So you need the luck. England waited for how many years since they started cricket to win a World Cup.
So do you guys, in the locker room, do you guys pray? How does it work? Are you nervous before a match?
A lot of people have superstitious.
Huh.
See, sometimes if it's lucky, right, you wear the same thing for the next day, right? And we sit when your runs are going. If you sit and runs are going in the dressing room,
You don't get up.
No, we even get up, we scold them. No sharp sit. Only if you want to go to a toilet or something, when the over goes, come back here. So we all have this because you don't think that we are also human beings and like a spectator. See, spectators thinks that fans thinks we take granted. No, we are more serious than them. It's our careers.
Yeah.
And we are playing for the nation. We want to win. And how we can win. So whenever the opposition also will throw so much of attack to you. So then you have to, some days, on your day, you will beat them because otherwise, every day it will be someone is winning. It is not a sport.
Correct. What about having your spouse in the stands? Does it help if you have your wife or your mother or father, or is it too much stress if you have family sitting and watching?
So maybe if you say, no, I'm saying father and mother, when you're young, it's there, then it's a little bit of stress because little nervous, little shy. But once you come to a professional level, wives and children, it is a positive thing.
Okay.
Because your loved ones are there, they are waiting, eager to you do well, and the positive vibe. So I think it is a positive thing.
To have the family.
Yeah.
And how important is family support to cope with the stress, Murli? Because all of you are under tremendous stress. Obviously, because you're just 11 of you out there. but then there are like billions watching. So obviously hopes, anger, frustrations, all of it comes out on you people, you're right? So how much does family support play a role, especially
See,
during the downtime?
very important, because family is your partner, then they has to understand what goes through and good times and bad times. So only they will be there for your parents and the wife and your children will be there for whatever happens. They know you and they love you, so they will accept it. So outside people, see, it is not really unfair. It is fair for them also. They also, for the nation, they are supporting and everything. They wanted to win. There's a little bit of selfishness they will be having. So, but we also try our best. But best can be not good enough on the day. So, but they also have to forgive and forget us. Okay, this time didn't happen. These guys will do it next time. So that if it goes good, but if the situation in nowadays doesn't happen, those days when India had a lot of problems, when they win 87, they throw at stones and this. Now that is stopped. Maybe
Yeah.
that is a good thing for India, because any other country it doesn't happen. India had, I have heard stories, big stories, that they come, the people who live, and then they store what
Throwing bottles used to be a
bottles
big
and
thing.
big thing.
But then there was also the time, yes, Indian crowds do misbehave or did misbehave, but there was
Not now,
also
not now, not
earlier.
now, earlier.
But there was also, if you remember, in Australia, there used to be, the crowds used to be pretty nasty towards Indian, Pakistani, and Sri Lankan
Yeah.
cricketers on the field. There used to be, today racism is a bad word to use, but yes, they were racist in those days.
See, Australia is a culture like that. Australia culture is, even if you, like, states playing, they will do the same thing. I can remember even England also they have, because they glued into this, the public into that. If I play for Lancashire, then there is Yorkshire. It's called Battle of Roses, right? So it's a red rose is us, and they are white rose, their flag. So they call battle. When I go to Yorkshire playing, you will get utter filth from the crowd. Not only me, all the Lancashire player. When you come to Lancashire, Yorkshire players will get. So that they have got used to it. Like, football matches, if you see, Manchester United, they hit each other also.
Yes, it gets very
They're
rowdy.
very rowdy. So that is the sport culture they have been. So that is something they are doing for own players also. What I said was to India, when they are,
Yeah.
now is not, because those days, hitting the own players, it is unfair,
Yeah.
because against player, because of they don't like them, they don't want to win, they do
But
that.
also see, like my generation and all, no, we grew up putting posters of cricketers on our walls because there weren't so many icons, no, there weren't other sports. Like today you have a javelin player, you have somebody else, but in our generation there were no athletes or anything, it was cricketers. So we had posters only of cricketers, whether we had Gavaskar or whether we had Kapil Dev, or later generations had other cricketers. We had no heroes, sporting heroes. These were our only sporting heroes who were there. And maybe my earlier generation had tennis, they had Amrit Raj brothers,
Yeah.
they had Ramanathan Krishnan, then Ramesh Krishnan, and of course subsequently slowly. So when these sporting icons don't do well on the ground, there's a lot of emotion that comes out. I guess some people take
Maybe
it out as anger.
they got used to now. The IPL comes in, so
Yeah.
it's a different states, different IPL they support. So I think public has understood, and they are disciplined now. But that generation has gone, because maybe only thing is cricket was there. No other sports was there. Now football is getting little popular. Kabaddi is there, and badminton the players are doing. Tennis is not that great at the moment. Our generation, then we had good tennis, like
Yeah.
Amit Raj and everybody. But here now badminton is doing really
Is
well.
doing very well,
So like Kabaddi is done really well
Yeah.
for sports, and so a lot of sports is there. And also those days what you see is TV is less, live is more.
Yeah.
Now is social media, TV,
Everything.
this all eased up things, I think.
But when you come to India, what is it that you like doing when you visit here?
I like to go spend time with mother-in-law's in-laws house, and I like to watch movies. So I go and watch movies in
Tamil
theaters.
movies.
Yeah, time. See, only thing is I have to understand. So Malayalam little bit I can understand. Hindi little bit I can. I will watch good movies in Hindi. Every movie I can't
And
watch.
food?
Food. I like South Indian food.
Hmm.
So we are home also cook South Indian food only because we are similarity there. I told no we Indian generation. So even a little bit of mix of Sri Lankan, like so in Sri Lankan food is mixed to Kerala. See Kerala and Sri Lankan Sinhalese are similar.
Yeah.
They wear the dress also dress
The
and
mundu, yeah.
the dress also similar, and then the food idiyappams pittu, like like those things all come from Kerala also, and Sri
Yeah.
Lanka also they do.
Yeah, correct. Anyway, thank you so much for spending time with us, talking about your life, your career, and wishing you all the best for your biopic.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to come here, and it's a great honor interviewed by you.
Thank you so much. Thanks.
Thanks.
Thank you for watching or listening in to this episode. Do like or subscribe on whichever channel you have seen this.